Over 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. That means 60% of individuals get their paychecks every other week and it goes straight into bills. Nothing left over. Hey everyone, my name is Robert and this is Live by the Fire. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I teach you how to reach financial independence at an early age. If you're new here, be sure to click the subscribe button. It'll change your life forever. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, people are living paycheck to paycheck. This even includes when individuals earn more money. When they get a salary increase, a bonus, a windfall of money, family members give them money, whatever the case may be, they'll spend that money because they're wired to spend the money. And that is what's called lifestyle inflation. So when you get that $5,000 bonus at the end of the year for doing great at your job, you'll go and spend that money. You're like, hey, I have $5,000. What can I spend it on? I've been wanting that nice new pair of shoes, wallet, watch, jewelry, purses, dresses, whatever the case may be, because you have that money. And then what happens when you get accustomed to it? Every year you start getting $5,000 bonuses at the end of the year, and you're like, well, last year I bought myself shoes, purses, bags, dresses, whatever the case is. I could do it again this year. And you start getting accustomed to that. So you're inflating your lifestyle. Now, every year you're expecting that $5,000 and you're expecting those expenses that are coming along with it. Let's say you don't want to buy those type of products like purses and shoes and dresses or wallets. Let's say you want to buy a car. You have a car right now, but you want to upgrade your car because you probably want something that's bigger, maybe your family's growing, so you think you get something that's a little bit more expensive. And you go and you get the loan for 6 years on that car because now you're getting $5,000 bonuses every year. Well, you're locking yourself in. Now you have to spend that extra $5,000 every single year on that car. You're not leaving yourself room to save some more money. So that's the problem with lifestyle inflation. Slowly, every year you'll start increasing. Maybe the following year you get $6,000 instead of $5,000, or maybe you get $10,000 more in that year. You're immediately going to think, I have to spend it, or I get to spend it. So you'll buy that extra car, and then now you have more money. So maybe you'll start going out more, buying gifts, or whatever the case may be. You're going to end up spending that money, and that's the problem. I'm curious, if any of you have ever received a bonus before in the past, leave a comment down below with what you've done with it. Also, let me know if you were happy with your decision and anything you would have done differently. Lifestyle inflation is so important to know. Something that could easily creep up on you, and next thing you know it, you're 30 years down the line making over $100,000 a year, but also spending over $100,000 a year. And you don't want that. So this is something I think of on a daily basis to try to keep my head on straight. Here are 2 tips that I think are the most helpful when controlling your expenses. When you get a nice big bonus, it might seem very exciting to want to spend that money. If you get $5,000, $10,000 all at once, you're like, hey, I have so much money. I can go and buy a nice flat screen TV or a nice couch because you just want to get rid of your old one. But this is what you could do instead. Think of investments like gifts. You want to spend that money, right? So why not spend it on investments? Something that can last you a really long time and can continue growing in value. So instead, let's say you absolutely love shopping. On Saturdays, you like going to Target. You like buying whatever you want at Target. Target has everything. You have clothes, you have food, you have electronics, whatever you want, you could buy at Target. So instead of going on Saturday and spending a couple $1,000s there, you could put that in Target stock. Target's a great company. Target might not go anywhere. It may, but it may not. It's definitely going to be a better investment than you going in there and buying some clothes or some electronics. That's definitely going to go to waste in the future. But you go ahead and put $2,000 into Target. At the very least, Target will have a chance of actually growing in value. And you're not going to inflate your lifestyle by doing that because it's going into value. If you needed it down the line, you could always sell that stock. No matter what investment vehicle you select, the point is for you to grab your money and instead of spending it out on splurging on yourself, put it into an investment that's going to grow in value. For example, if you put it into the stock market, it has on average historical returns of 7% every year adjusted for inflation. So your money will most likely grow. The next tip for you is to create rules when you earn more money. So we're all human, we all make mistakes, we all want things. I know for sure whenever I earn more money, I want to spend more money. There's certain things that I want to buy in my life, and you can't do it by not spending a little bit of money. But if you create a rule for yourself, you'll control how much you spend and you won't splurge, you won't overspend. So let's say you select, I like using a 25% rule. So anytime I earn more money, I only spend 25% of it. So if I get a $5,000 increase in a year, I'm not going to spend the full $5,000. I'll only spend $1,000, and the other $4,000 I'll put it into investments. So that way I could still feel like I'm splurging. I'm increasing my lifestyle slightly, but not enough to hurt me. And that other $4,000 is going into an investment vehicle and working for me. So if you do that with any type of income you're earning, if you earn $10,000 more a year or $100,000 more in a single year, you'll only splurge on yourself 25%, and that other will go into an investment vehicle. Again, this is just an idea for you, but just creating rules might help you control your spending a little bit more. It doesn't have to be 25%. It could be 10%. Let's say you want to be even stronger with it. You can do 10%. Or if you're like, Robert, I can't do that. Let me be a little bit easier on myself. You can do 50%. The goal is just not to do 100% or 90%, to work a little bit harder so that way you could plan for your future success. And then that's not the only rules you could create as well. You could create other rules. You could be like, hey, anytime I earn money, I have to invest the money first, and whatever money that makes, then I can spend it. That's an even better rule for you. But again, the point is to create rules that'll work for you and rules that you can actually stick with. Those two tips have helped me out tremendously. So if you're enjoying the video so far, make sure to like the video. Now let's get into an example of what lifestyle inflation could do to you. Why don't we talk about Flashy Frank and Millionaire Matt? Let's set the scene for these two awesome people. They both make $50,000 a year after taxes. They also both spend $40,000 a year right now. Both of their jobs guarantee that they get a salary increase of $5,000 every year. Here's what they do differently. Flashy Frank, he likes to spend money. So anytime he earns any type of bonuses, he spends 85% of the bonus he receives. So that means he's only investing 15%. Now, Millionaire Matt, on the other hand, he likes to invest his money. He likes to save and invest his money. So he's only going to spend 25% of the bonuses he receives, which means he has 75% to invest, maybe into the stock market or the real estate market or anything he wants to. So from the beginning, they both have $10,000 to invest because they earn $50,000 and they spend $40,000. So they both have $10,000 to invest without any increases every year. Let's see how long it takes for them both to reach $1 million. If Flashy Frank continues to invest his $10,000 every single year, in addition to his percentage of his annual increases, he'll reach $1 million by 24 years. That means that if he's 20 right now, he'll reach $1 million by age 44. That's not that bad, right? 44 years old, you get to reach $1 million? I'll take that in a heartbeat. On the other hand, let's look at Millionaire Matt. Now, if Millionaire Matt takes his $10,000 every year, plus his percentage of his annual increases and invests it in the stock market, he will reach $1 million at around 16 years. So if he's 20 years old, he'll reach $1 million at only 36 years old. Yes, 36 years old, that is only 16 years. That is 8 years sooner than Flashy Frank. Now, I know I said I'd take Flashy Frank's situation in a heartbeat, but I was lying. That's the one I'll take in a heartbeat because it's only 16 years, a whole 8 years less. And it doesn't even stop there. Just because they both reached $1 million doesn't mean anything. What $1 million is worth for Flashy Frank is not the same as what $1 million is worth for Millionaire Matt. The reason why is because Millionaire Matt spends a lot less. By the time Millionaire Matt is 36 years old, the amount that he'll be spending is completely different than the amount that Flashy Frank will be spending because he likes a much nicer lifestyle. He keeps incrementing his lifestyle in a detrimental rate. He doesn't pause and enjoy the amount of money he has. He continues to spend, so he's always playing catch up. And that's what lifestyle inflation does to him. He has to always catch up to the amount of money that he's now accustomed to spending. Now, Millionaire Matt understands that he finally reached $1 million in only 16 years. He understands the power of saving your money and not letting lifestyle inflation creep up on you. All right, so I hope this video and those examples showed you why you should be careful with lifestyle inflation, why you should change your idea of what you want to do anytime you earn some extra money. So if you like the video, like the video. If you enjoy the channel, subscribe to the channel so that way you can see more content like this. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with what you would do with an extra $5,000. Also, make sure to check out my last video on what school should have taught you about finances. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see y'all next week.